Hmm.
their running lineup, they are trying to do this where they've got one shoe for each thing.
Yeah, but there's already pointless overlap there. They've got a bad cushioned daily trainer.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
a not particularly amazing one, and a really good one.
Well,
Just have the really good one.
I suppose you can't just have like four shoes because you've got to cater for what people can afford from a marketing perspective. All your shoes can't be expensive because a lot of people.
Could you make the expensive one a bit cheaper if you weren't also making the other ones? I don't know. I feel like you could.
I think maybe, yeah, maybe I would go for. I mean, it does get complicated because there's lots of different type of runners and stuff like that. So I think you probably need like two from each section, like two race shoes. One that's a lighter race, like a more nimble race shoe, and then a more cushioned race shoe for
I
like
don't think you need
marathons.
two race shoes.
Sorry.
I can get away with one race shoe.
Yeah,
I'd like it really stripped back, Tom.
if you're going to go all the way, you just have to be a really good race shoe that could do that.
Yeah. I mean, lots of brands only had one race shoe for a long time, and then we all got along fine.
So yeah, I would probably say that if I was to create my own running shoe brand, I would break it up into for the consumer,
Yeah,
and just say this is an incredible cushioned easy shoe. This is an incredible daily shoe. This is incredible speed training shoe, and this is incredible race shoe. And then also, I would still have a cost effective option at the bottom for people who want a good shoe, but they're not going to spend more than 70 quid.
yeah. I guess whether you need a stability shoe or whether,
Yeah,
it's tricky.
a lot of brands don't. Their stability shoes are sort of less stability shoes now, aren't they?
Yeah,
I think you'd have like a Hurricane, which would just be a fantastic easy day shoe that also is quite stable.
Yeah, you could do. It's pretty hard. You can see why the temptation is to make another shoe each time because that's the easiest way to make a splash. And like you look Brooks, I think Brooks is an example of a brand that has really struggled with this a bit because they had the Glycerin and the Ghost, which are effectively quite similar shoes, and then they needed some different shoes and gave them both a rockered version. And now they're bringing in the Glycerin and the Flex, and then there's going to be the Ghost Amp, and it's just like the Ghost Amp being a more lively day trainer, make the Ghost that.
The other thing I'd say on this one as well is that I think the problem that a lot of brands have is that they have legacy models. If you used to start your own brand, you wouldn't have legacy models, but some brands you look at like the Nimbus, the Cumulus lines, all of those sorts of shoes, they can't get rid of them.
Yeah,
but also,
and they're now so similar to other shoes. That's the thing. I think when they first made them, they were quite different.
Yeah, and so you've used to this really long. I mean, there are some shoes like Saucony Dolphin Trainer and stuff. There's no need for that shoe to exist. Like that is, there's plenty of shoes that do better stuff than that, and they're cheaper within the brand's own range.
Yeah,
but I can see why you end up with this long tail of like an extra 10 shoes, which you just can't get rid of because if you get rid of them, you're going to lose a massive chunk of your audience. But yeah, for me, I think if you start a new brand, you could do it with 5 shoes. I'm add a trail shoe.
Yeah, I think you wouldn't even do the trail shoe at first because, it's, you don't need a specialist area. You have to learn how to do what's quite a different thing, I guess. But yeah, it's easy for brands to add shoes. It's very hard for them to take them away. That's the problem.
So this one here is from BedaTube. And they've asked, I've got a general question on shoe choices. I get that a racing day shoe should be light and energy returning, but isn't training day about building endurance and strength? So shouldn't we steer training day shoes, Tempo Daily, more from comfort and less for performance?
You
basically talking about, if you're wearing a rubbish a shoe that doesn't help you very much, you're going to get more training gains than if the shoe is doing loads.
I mean, nearly all of your gains from training come from you running, I'd say, right?